Welcome, tenants of the world. No matter where you are on this planet, whether you reside in Dubai, India, America, or Canada, it doesn't really matter. Tenants run into the same issues. And if you're searching for a place to rent, you may commit the same three biggest mistakes that most tenants make. And I want to help you avoid making those mistakes. As a real estate agent that works in Toronto, I've helped countless people find places to rent, and I find people making the same mistakes over and over again. I've made this video to help you avoid making those same mistakes. So without further ado, I'd like to get into the three biggest mistakes that most tenants make. The first biggest mistake that most tenants make is that they begin to search for condos before getting their paperwork ready. I know that searching for a place can be exciting and also can be very nerve-wracking, and the tendency is to just keep looking for different possibilities to see what your options are. This is very natural. But the problem with searching for places to rent before getting your paperwork ready, there are two big issues with that. Firstly, in today's market, fast-paced market, a lot of landlords will not even meet you face to face. They'll either have a realtor involved or another property manager involved. And hence what they're looking at the end of the day, the landlord's going to be looking at your application and the supporting documents. So if you don't have your paperwork ready and if it doesn't look clean and properly done, you're going to leave a bad impression on the landlord or the one managing the application. And that's going to lead to a rejection of your entire offer. Secondly, in today's market, it's so fast-paced that if you don't have your paperwork ready, by the time you get your paperwork ready for the place that you want to rent, it could be rented out to somebody else. Here you are, you like someplace, and then you're trying to get your paperwork ready. You're scrambling for a day or two to get all your documents in order, and by that time, somebody's already rented it out, the very place that you fell in love with. That can be tragic in many circumstances. Now, what paperwork would you require? That's going to depend on where you are in the world. In Toronto, it's a different game than what it would be in Dubai, and a lot of it is due to custom of the place that you're in, what's traditional and what they tend to expect from the application. I can tell you that it will definitely differ depending on your circumstances. That's going to be a big factor. You know, are you a new immigrant or have you lived in the country for a very long time? These are all elements that affect the paperwork you require. But regardless, start with the paperwork. That will help you avoid the first biggest mistake that most tenants make. The second biggest mistake that most tenants make is they get their timing wrong. They're looking for places way too early. And when you get your timing wrong, you not only waste weeks of your own life, but you waste weeks of everyone involved in trying to help you find a place, whether it be the realtors, the property managers, the owners. Everyone's engaged in a process of helping you find a place that you have no chance of renting because you're engaged in the process too early. The reason for this is because in hot cities of the world, places that are renting properties every day, landlords have a lot of demand to choose from, and they're not going to be willing to leave their property vacant, incur costs involved in leaving it empty, just to give you the place to lease when you want it 2-3 months in advance. They would rather wait for another person to come along and rent it to them that wants to occupy the place right away. It's just common sense. It's just business sense. So it's very critical for you to get your timing right. And the best optimal timing is 4 to 6 weeks in advance of when you want to find a place. That may startle you, especially you organized people of the world that want to get everything in order way in advance. This could be very difficult for you to deal with, but if you want to save time, like I said, follow my step. Avoid the biggest mistake number one and get your paperwork ready. Once you have that ready, start searching 4 to 6 weeks before. And what you'll do by doing that is you're going to be looking at properties that are available for the time that you want them. And there's going to be a fresh supply of properties coming in the market at the first of the month anyways that you can choose from that will be available for when you need them. So it's just smart thinking. It'll save you weeks, hours of frustration. So definitely do your best to avoid the second biggest mistake most tenants make. The third biggest mistake that most tenants make is a mistake that many of us make in our personal lives, and it's this. It's the tendency, it's the need to keep your options open because you don't want to miss out on the next big thing, the next best thing. And that can really mess with your mind and really, with a lack of a better word, really screw up this whole process of finding the right property for you to rent. And I'll tell you why. When you're looking for the best thing and you want to keep your options open, you're unable to make the decisions you need to make to find a place to rent. Finding a place to rent means being mature and strong enough to make decisions. And naturally, there will be fear, there will be nerves, but you got to work through them and plow through those emotions and make decisions. And you can't be iffy about whether you want a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom. You want an open concept or a closed concept. You want a den or not. You want hardwood flooring or carpet. Most people know what they want, but they're afraid to make a decision. They're afraid of missing out. You know what you want in most cases. And it's time for you, if you're looking for a place to rent, to make your life easier and to make the lives easier of those trying to help you find a place. Make decisions. And a great place to start is your budget. If you know your budget, that's going to help define what, at least the bedroom part is going to be taken care of. I mean, there's no point in looking at 3 bedrooms if you can't afford them. So price will help determine a lot, but you have to step up and start making decisions and narrowing things down. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And the truth is you can't keep your options open. You have to make decisions. So do your best to avoid the third biggest mistake. And that pretty much summarizes the 3 biggest mistakes that most tenants make. Do your best to avoid them, and you'll save yourself a lot of frustration, you'll save yourself a lot of time, and a lot of money. And I hope this helps. Thank you.